Hello and welcome to the Cooking Log, the show where we explore the weird and wonderful foods that games have us create. I'm Jared, and today we are going to be going with a nice little medieval dish called Frumenty. As a starting point to make Frumenty, we'll need 1 cup of goat's milk, 5 tablespoons wheat. I've actually divided this into 2 tablespoons of white wheat and 3 tablespoons of red spring wheat. Just discovered I like the variety and the taste when making kucha. We are going to need 2 tablespoons of raisins, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, and to finish, 1 teaspoon of honey. Traditionally, when making Frumenty, you want to make it with cracked wheat. Cracked wheat tends to imply the need for a mortar and pestle. Do happen to have one of these kicking around the house, but it does tend to live as a decoration for me. I've always found it a fair amount of effort because I don't know how to use it well. And yes, out of a bit of grinding, I have about 1-2 good wheat cracked bits. So instead, we're going to say no to the mortar and pestle, and instead, we are going to visit our wonderful friend, the grain mill. So, this particular grain mill actually can do everything from a very large grind to absolutely wonderful flour. I'm going to try and set this as large as possible, so just as we're going ahead and grinding here, I'm just going to loosen it until I start seeing the chunks that I want coming out. Very important when using a grain mill, do not loosen it too much. To the pot, add your milk. Set the heat according to your level of patience. I tend to cook almost everything on high and then just trust I'll be able to catch it before it scorches. Go ahead and mix in your cinnamon and bring the milk up to a simmer. Once it's simmering, go ahead, add in your grain. I like to stir things in at this point. Go ahead, add in your raisins as well, give it another stir, and then go ahead and reduce your heat so that you're cooking at a very low temperature for a long time. Go ahead and cover it, and it is probably going to take 15 to 20 minutes start to finish. Do make sure, though, to check it every couple of minutes. If you are doing cracked grains, then you may want to actually soak them before using them for an hour or two. That helps them swell, makes them cook quicker. Or if you do what I do and be lazy and use a grain mill, if you don't set it large enough, then you end up getting something that does cook very rapidly, like cream of wheat, except for the large parts. And then you find you run out of milk. I just need to top this up a bit. And once the grains are cooked, you may have to taste this to find out. Go ahead, add in the honey, stir, and then transfer it to whatever you're going to serve it in. In the end, with only 1 cup of milk at the beginning of the pot, I ended up having to top it up 3 times. So you're probably safe to end up using 1.5 cups to 2 cups if you don't want to monitor the pot as much as I did. And our end result is Frumenty. Other adjustments you can make to this, if you like cinnamon, add a bit more cinnamon. My wife would say that the correct number of raisins is all the raisins, so you can add more of that as well. In terms of taste, it's good. The milk itself has a nice sweetness. The honey that was added in at the end, well, I have a bit of a sweet tooth, so that is fantastic. And I would happily eat this for breakfast. It reminds me of a very old-fashioned cream of wheat. And with that, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again.